Hey guys, what is up? I think we're due for another update vlog on all the reptiles, so that's what we're going to do today. And we are going to start with some of the channel favorites, Asus and Dell. Not too much to cover with them, but one thing I am considering, and I've been considering this for a while, is putting in some nice rocks in here. You know, I moved the water bowls, or not the water bowls, the food bowls out not too long ago. You can see, you know, that's where it used to be for Dell. Asus's is more in the middle over here, but, you know, it kind of left a gap, and I could put more wood there and stuff, just for them to climb. I'm not 100% I want to do that, though. I think it might be nice to add in a nice large rock, and I have a lot of extra rocks in my garage, which I'll show off to you in a second. Plus, I'm planning to eventually, once I get around to it, add in some ways for them to climb up the sides, whether it just be a plank of wood or something. So I think I could help them out with getting more vertical space to use through that instead of putting in more climbing wood. But let's take a look at these rocks out of my garage. Real quick, guys, make sure to check that lower right hand corner and hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it, and we got a lot of great content to come, so don't miss out. Feel free to leave a like and comment as well. So in my garage, these are the rocks I have. I have plenty of them. I have a couple rocks out back that are more dark. I don't think I'm going to use them. I kind of reserve them for my Tegu and his basking area, which has changed. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, these are kind of my unused reptile stuff out here. And it's a little messy, so sorry, but typical of a garage. And then my tools, of course. But yeah, so these are the rocks I have. I picked them up locally, and they were pretty cheap. And they kind of just been sitting around here, and I think they would fit in well with the Ackie enclosure. They look nice and everything. They're not too heavy, and I think the Ackies would really like to dig around it and stuff. So I think it's a good idea, and I think I might just throw them in there and see how it goes, wash them down a little bit. I think it'll be a good way to fill the spot and see how they act around them. It would be nice to see how they act around some big boulders. Let's say hi to Max here. She's getting ready to retire for the day. But I've been really thinking about her enclosure lately, and you know it's all tile in here. And I don't have a problem with tile. I think tile is a great thing to do with a bearded dragon, especially with someone who is, you know, not as into reptiles or whatever. But I've been really thinking about promoting her digging habits. I really want her to be able to dig if she wants to. So what I'm planning to do is, you see these tile down here, right? So these tile are not really what is the word I'm looking for? Glued in, right? That's the word I'm looking for. Glued in. So I can really kind of pick them up with just some, you know, getting something under there. And there's these little strips in the middle. So what I want to do is I want to pick up these little strips, and I want to put down a couple like wooden planks or something. I'll obviously do some water-based polyurethane on it, and maybe do it in the back there a little bit, and kind of build up a little bit of a barrier. And then in the middle, make something where she could kind of walk in, and then put in some, like, I don't know, bioactive substrate in the back there, some mix of dirt and sand, something like that. And I think that would be a really great thing to do to let her dig and have some fun. I've also been meaning to put in some more of a formal hide in here or something. I don't know if I'll put it in with the sand and dirt. I don't think I want to do that, but then I don't know where I would exactly put it. So big changes coming to Max's enclosure. I'm definitely excited about that, and I definitely want to get on it very soon. Like I said, I have no problem with tile and bearded dragons. This is really my one reptile that doesn't have some sort of natural substrate. And, I mean, the whole reason I never did in the beginning is, if you look down here, I can't really put dirt, you know? It would all fall out every time I opened it. It's not designed for that. So that's really number one thing why this is not all bioactive in the first place. But also, bearded dragons, I don't think, you know, I don't really think them not digging is really going to affect them in a life-changing way. Obviously, they like to dig. The only time I really see it necessary to have some natural substrate for them is when they're gravid, obviously. But I don't really think having a non-natural substrate for a bearded dragon is that big of a deal. That's just my opinion, guys. I have never seen an argument yet that's made me think, oh, she really needs to be on some natural substrate. But yeah, I definitely want to give her the option to dig if she wants to. Alright guys, and last on our check-in, and this one's a big one because I've been having a lot of Frappuccino related problems. He's my Tegu. Number one, let's check out his basking spot. That has changed. I've taken away those dark black rocks. They've really dulled out since they've been there. They were great at the beginning, but I guess from the heat or the light, the UV rays, whatever, they got damaged. and they really dulled out, and the temperature was down from around 130, like 115, 110. And that's not good. It should be around 125 minimum for an adult Tegu. So I got these tile strips, or whatever you want to call them, from Lowe's. They're dark. They shouldn't be taking any damage. And they're getting the temperature up a bit. It's about 122. I would like to get it up around like 7 more degrees at least. So what I'm going to do real quick right now is I'm going to take these two, I don't know, cement blocks, whatever you want to call them, and lay them under them to prop them up a little bit, and then just probably put one of those black strips on it, and hopefully just propping it up a little bit will help. I'm hoping. I mean, it's not really that much. What is that? Probably like a good 3-4 inches. But we'll see. I'm really kind of desperate here. I actually went through raising this entire thing up. I brought it from, it's down to where it used to be, but I brought it from here up to, I don't know, like, what would you say here, Olivia?
Yeah, probably around right there.
So, but the problem there's a couple problems. Number one, I still had the rocks in there, and they weren't heating up. They were just dulled out, so that was the problem with the rocks. And number two is I totally forgot about that UV light there, and Olivia reminded me, and they can't be within really 17 inches of it. Tegus are really any animal, so I realized I had to put it back down. I couldn't have it that high up. So moving it up is not really an option. It also threw off that back ramp there. It made it a little difficult. I had to put some dirt under it, kind of as a little hump just to rest on, but I know he would have digged right through it, so that would have been problematic as well. But first things first, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to put these on here. I really wish I didn't have to, because these make it so easy to take them off and then get in there. But now I'm going to have to lift more things off of that, and that's never fun. Also, real quick, for Frappuccino himself, maybe he'll come out while I'm doing this. He's been a little, oh, there he is. He's been a little aggressive lately. He hasn't done anything. He's totally fine. Usually he's fine once I show him it's just my hand. It's more of a food response. I probably have to kind of train that out of him a little bit, because I do feed him in his enclosure. So whenever I open up, he has that first initial, thought, oh, it's food, but it's not all the time. But a couple updates on him specifically. Number one, I'm having a little bit, yes, it's me, hi, it's not food. I'm having a little bit of a tail problem here. It's not too bad, and I'm hoping it's just shedding at like a different rate than the rest of his body. But you can see the lower half right here is a little dull. It's kind of stuck, I think. I'm going to let it go for a little bit more. Hopefully it'll come off, but we will see. What are you doing, baby? That's just me. But yeah, so he has a little bit of a tail stuck, what am I trying to say?
Shed, yes.
On his tail, yes. Thank you, Olivia, saving me there. That I'm hoping it's just going to shed off on its own, but I'm keeping an eye on it. I got a couple recommendations to drop the humidity down for a little bit and stuff like that, so I'll keep an eye on it for now. And he also, I don't know if you saw, but he has what's called fatty lip. And I got a little worried about this, but I talked to a couple people, Joey from Rose City Reptiles and Laura Roberts, who produced him. And it's something common with bigger males. They kind of get this underbite, and it looks like their lips are a little fatty. It's supposedly just genetic and really doesn't have any, link to anything bad, as we know. Maybe it could do a little bit with some fatty foods, but I really feed him pretty darn well, I think. I give him a lot of greens, sometimes to the point where he doesn't want to eat because there's so much greens in there. So I can't believe it would be fat related, but I am going to reduce some of the livers I put in there from the chicken hearts, livers, and gizzards and stuff like that. So he should be good. I'll give him a little bit more fish and stuff like that, and maybe some fruits. I mean, I give him fruits and veggies all the time, but let's replace this. He's obviously going to make it difficult because he just loves to screw with my day. But let's do this real fast. Ooh. What are you doing?
I'm protesting.
I know. He's going to sit on there, and he's not going to let me pick up the other one. Hey, buddy. I need to get on there. So you want to come over here? Yeah, hi. It's me. What are you doing? Want some chin rubs? Want some chin rubs? So if you want to take a look at his, let's see if we can get a little side profile. See how there's a little bit of an underbite Yeah, I like how he's like positioning perpendicular with his nose so you can't see it.
You can see it on the other side.
If you could see it, you could kind of see there's a little, it's not really that noticeable. I see him every day, so I feel like that's why I notice it that much. But there's a little bit of an underbite he has going on, and that's the fatty lip. But here, I'm going to put him down. He's getting so big now, I'm not used to holding big reptiles, guys. And I don't want him to feel unbalanced or unsafe. So I always get a little weird when I pick him up. I gotta try doing that a little bit more. He's good in the fact that he gets down on his own and everything, and I don't really have to instruct him or lead him, so, you know, I really don't have to pick him up that much, but maybe I should just to get used to it, and so he gets used to being handled and picked up. Okay, so I'm gonna put the first one in the back. These are not that heavy, but heavy enough. Oh. There we go. And we'll do the second one real quick. Oh. And there we go. So we got both of them in there. Push them back just a little bit. Good? Does that look good to you, Olivia?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, then let's take... I'm only going to put one of these on because I don't think both would fit without creating some sort of a ledge, and I don't want them wobbling. So there we go. That's what I'm going to do. I hope that this works and it heats up just enough. But I guess we'll see, won't we? Should have both of them in there. And I'll check back with you guys on this at, I guess, our next update video. But that's pretty much it, guys. Man, I'm out of breath. I literally went to the gym. I was hard on the gym for like a good month with Olivia. Went on vacation. Haven't gone back, and now we're back to fat old John. So there we go. But I will be back to that gym. I will be back. Anyway, guys, I'd appreciate it if you check that lower right-hand corner. Consider subscribing. Leave a like and a comment. Thanks for watching. We will see you Wednesday, I guess, with the next video. See you.